everybody. I'm Sabrina Wood, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Sister podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm joined today by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Hello.
And Fran T.
What's happening?
And we're just missing our sister Tamia, but she'll be back on our next show. So today we have a really exciting guest. We have been blessed by CBS and Paramount Plus with another fantastic interview. And this person is one of our favorite, at least my favorite, Lower Deck characters. We are talking about none other than Gabrielle Ruiz, who plays
Lynn.
Lynn.
A Vulcan.
Lynn.
Sabrina likes a Vulcan.
Yeah.
Sabrina does. Sabrina likes this Vulcan.
Yeah.
And an animated Vulcan at that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because
there's a lot.
I have truly gotten over my animation.
I just got that,
thing.
Fran.
I know. Fran is never going to let me get over
your animation version.
I'm trying to say okay to Vulcans. I'm trying to say okay to animation, and I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. And this woman is the one who did it.
Yeah, she's good. She does a really good job. She is. I know we were like when we did our last interview, I was like, somebody's missing. And I was really happy to see all four of them. I was like, So, and then when we got the call that we were going to get to interview her alone, I was really, really happy. Because we've been trying to put that together for a minute. And then, sometimes they can't if the show was getting ready to come out. So this was great. This was a nice little gift.
And she's so versatile. We have the conversation about her career and how versatile it is. It's great. It's just great.
Yeah, she's inspirational that way. I think that was one of the things that really just struck me about her. It's just, deep. Not just, she can sing a little. she can act a little. She can do, she is stellar in every single thing she does, and mentoring people in these things now. So without a doubt, one of my new favorite people in the whole world. I just love her. I'm so glad she came to join us.
Yes. So let's listen.
Hi, everyone. We are here with one of our favorite people from Lower Deck, from anywhere. All right. We met her at Trek Long Island, where we met and fell in love with her. Then we got to hang out with her at Star Trek Las Vegas. I'm so excited I can't even talk. And Gabrielle Ruiz is a philanthropist. She is an activist. She is an actress. She is like all that. Champion of the arts, which is where you won my heart. She's currently offering one-on-one client coachings to high school and performing arts students. And she is a professional. Her specialty is college admissions and audition preparation, which we're going to get into that a little bit more. But you know her as Taylin on Lower Deck, and maybe even as Valencia Perez as a crazy ex-girlfriend, where you got rave reviews. So a lot of people remember that. So anyway, our best friend, I'm claiming it, is here today. Hey, Gabrielle. How are you?
Hi, science besties.
It's so good to see you.
It is.
Oh, I'm thrilled to be here. This feels long overdue. We've been trying to get together, and I'm so glad this is just the launch of conversations for the next and last season of Star Trek and getting to know me a little bit more. So thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. You said yes. There were 4 yeses on this. Yes. So I want to we got a lot of questions. So I'm going to kick it over to Yvette. We got a lot of questions in just a few minutes. Let's go.
So we were really bummed when you weren't at the interviews last week when all 4 of the cast were. I was like, well, where's Gabrielle? What the hell? So one of the questions I had for them, which was really fun, was you have this character. What did you come in with, like a backstory for your character?
For Taylin. I definitely had experience with my audition process for Lower Decks. I got to get to know what Mike wanted, and when it came to speed and style, and also respect for the world, the universe of Star Trek. And when Talin came through as an audition, they did give us some reference points of T'Pol specifically, and a scene with her and her mother on planet Vulcan. And it's very passive aggressive. And they're just giving each other so much sass. I feel like she brings someone home in this scene, and there's just all Vulcan shade. Yes, it's complete Vulcan shade. So a lot of
how I feel about Vulcans.
So a lot of voiceover auditioning, for me at least, is literally taking a stab into the universe, launching it out there, and see if it comes back. And it's kind of freeing in a sense, because you really just trust your instinct. I mean, this is so Talin. You trust your gut and you let go. You just let go and see what happens. Some actors don't like that, but I love it because I don't have to think more than twice about an audition, and I get to move on and feel like I made a bold move, a bold choice. I boldly went and where I'd never gone before. And and listen, that's like this, full disclosure, we as actors audition 100 times a week. So when one comes back, it's really, really awesome. And it feels really good. Am I lucky that it's Star Trek and Talin with Gabrielle Ruiz in Star Trek font? Absolutely. Yeah. So I took that reference, and then I also decided to reference Captain Freeman and Mariner's relationship. I didn't know that Captain Sokol was her captain for Talin, which was the scene that they gave me, the fight, the disagreement. Okay. And I decided I made Captain Sokol her father. That's how I decided to compare. It's like, I feel like Talin can be a Vulcan version of Mariner. Yes. And that was my guess. You just kind of have to roll with a really bold decision as an actor for these kind of auditions. And luckily I was right in a sense, so it worked out.
The out of control Vulcan. I love it.
Also, like, what it's kind of like it's also like, what would Jesus do? It's what would Leonard Nimoy say? How would he say it?
There you go. There you go. There you go. It's true.
And so these are all my acting, tips for other actors that want to be a Vulcan. And you just think of Leonard Nimoy, how would he say it? And then I just repeat it.
Yeah, that's it. I think Ethan Peck kind of did the same thing when he first got it.
Censors. I love that. They made fun of that on Lower Decks too. Censors.
Well, they did have to tell me to tone it back a little bit. They were like, "Can you say a little less oars?" I was like, "Sure," but it's funny.
Whatever you need.
Whatever you need.
Fran, you have a question?
Yes, I see, from your background, as Sabrina mentioned, we know you from everywhere. So
I am from everywhere.
Yes. You've been on stage, singing and doing stuff on Broadway and all that. You do the voiceover work. You were on the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Yes. Tell me, do you have a favorite among those? Or do you see them all about the same? Or is there really a favorite? So you can't ask a person if they have a favorite child. Sometimes we do. Yes, sometimes we do. But
yes,
somebody's agreeing with me over there, but we can't say it. But is there a favorite for you, or let us know?
I mean, I feel like it's subjective and it's always ebbing and flowing on change, but I love voiceover work. I really do. I really do. And I love that I have the badge of honor of Broadway on my lapel, but I don't miss it one bit, ladies. Let me tell you why. Okay. In one sentence, let me tell you why. Because Broadway is hard. It is so hard. Yeah. It's 8 shows a week. It's get your legs broken, get your butt up back on stage. There's no free food like TV gives you free food all the time.
That's an out for me right there.
I didn't even know. I've never heard anybody say that. There's no free food.
There's no free food. I know. I remember being on set for the first time. I was like, "There's food everywhere. Like, what is this? Like, am I in like the chocolate factory? Like, am I Willy Wonka? Like, what's happening?" And like, I mentioned to somebody I had a headache, and a medic was like right next to me. He's like, "Do you need Motrin?" I was like, "Yes, I think I do. Thank you." Like, no. I love Broadway. It is so difficult. It's so hard. It's 8 shows a week. Monday's your only day off. And I was fatigued at the point at 10 years that I loved and embraced the change of television. And then voiceover, it's such a different collaboration because you see Lynn with her actions that I don't create. I get to create the voice that inspires those actions that you see on screen. So I get to be surprised in a very different way that I'm loving.
That's cool.
Lynn is a food. She is
making me like Vulcans again.
You know,
well, Sabrina does not like Vulcans at all.
No, she's not
it's Vulcan. Not that I don't like Vulcans. It's just you can't trust them and you can't kill them. So
it's true.
We're going to do a whole show on that.
We are. They are one step away from Romulans, and I mean just a half a step.
We're just more. I would say we're pretty sophisticated. So
that don't mean nothing.
And very we're very snobby, which I love too. We're such snobs. I love it.
Yeah, they are snobs. Yeah.
They are. See, well, now, we only had Spock, and we all thought Spock was the main thing, but they kicked him out. So, we can't go by that. So.
Well, Talin got kicked out in a sense, too. So
she did.
Yeah.
She really did.
Right.
She
so
really
that's why,
did.
you're right up there with me. Okay, she turned your back for a minute. So, anyway, I'm going to ask the question that's really, like I said. Yeah, exactly.
One more thing, and Tupac was gone from them for 7 years.
And didn't seem to miss it.
And then, okay.
Anyway, that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother show.
Okay.
But I wanted to ask you more about what really made me perk up when I read your bio and everything else. And that is, I'm one of the board members of STEAM Superheroes, and we are really STEAM. So we've got that A in there for arts. And I'm an art history major, and I love that you're an advocate of arts education. And do you think if we could ever get this emphasis with STEAM instead of STEM, we would ever see arts coming back into the public school system, like a regular thing, like all kids get art education?
Absolutely. I hope so. That's why we're advocates for it. I mean, I've spoken on Capitol Hill, and I've been a speaker, and I also offer so many talkbacks wherever I can. The minute I was out of South Texas, understanding that I could get a paycheck for performing, I had to shout it on the rooftops, because there's kids that, I don't know if it's different today with having the world available at the palm of your hand. Unlike me, I didn't have YouTube in high school or middle school when I didn't understand that I didn't just have to go to New York or have to go to Juilliard. Right. No shade to Juilliard, but because it's as prestigious as it is, but the movies told me that's the only option I had to achieve. Right. But there's so much out there to grow your craft, to then consider it as a professional entity. You are, as performers, it's my job to share with kids that you can be the CEO of your own business. How exciting is that? And it's not just, my mentor said, what we do is show business, not show begging. And right. And we have the power to make a company of ourselves, to be able to have the power to finance ourselves and finance others, bring others to the table, especially for the diversity, angles of the groups.
Oh, you're talking to us.
Yeah. And I fully believe that the more we speak out loud and the more we present it, composition, like, for example, music, to compose a song, to write music, you need math.
Yes.
There you go.
You need math. To be a writer, you need English. Like, they come hand in hand. And to be able to make kids not only expressive or passionate, but compassionate. I think the art says that every single time. Every single time, no matter what's happening at home.
Exactly.
You have that outlet, you have that outlet, and you have that power.
Right. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So I understand the passion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember back in the 1900s when I was in elementary school.
That's all of us.
There's no lie in that statement.
All of us.
Not one lie.
1900s. And the music teacher came into the classroom.
Yeah.
The art teacher came into the classroom. Every week, once a week, they came into the classroom. And that was one of my favorite types of,
Yep.
in school, because, Miss Kaya was coming, Miss Banks was coming.
Oh, look, you still remember their names. Yep.
Wow.
Oh,
I
it was
remember their names.
Yeah.
such a huge
The
impact.
art, the music, it was great. It was great. And they taught us so much, because that was my outlet, because they used to tell me I talk too much. Imagine that. But I shined when we had the music and the art. Well, not much the art, but the music and the stuff where we had to get up on stage, and I was so good at that, and it was an outlet. So wish they bring that back.
I definitely believe it should be funded. It should be budgeted in at any cost, for sure.
Absolutely.
I know we got a little short on time, but I wanted to bring up what you're doing with kids, high school kids. I would like people to know exactly what you're doing with that before we lose all our time. Yeah.
My elevator pitch. You ready? So, I have had the blessing that someone asked me to help them with coaching their career. So I'm a career coach. I have clients as young as 13 that want to go pro, or they want to discover if they want to go to college for performing arts. And I help them on the business side and the show side of this crazy industry that is always changing, always flowing. And I teach them to get organized, change their attitude about it, get out of their rut. And if they're under 16, I also coach their parents. I feel a little bit like Caesar Milan, you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, not that they're an issue, but not that the dog, not that the kid's an issue, but it's just like I have to also coach the parent.
I get that.
Like, oh my gosh, please help me. This kid wants to do this, and they're so talented. What do I do? That's super fun to coach two people at the same time. And then I feel like I am the version of like someone hiring their kid for SAT coaching to get into college, to feel like they're have not necessarily just a boost, but just feel the most prepared as possible. I do that specifically for performing arts degree auditions. So all those middle schoolers and high schoolers that are very serious and maybe feel like they're the only serious kid in their group, and they don't have that one person, and that parent can have that one person to help them lead the way into getting as many options as possible. Because again, it doesn't have, I mean, no offense to NYU or Juilliard, because that's where Broadway is, or that's where Hollywood is, and whatever. But like, I went to school at Oklahoma City University and got a wonderful dance performance degree. And now I'm a voiceover actor. Like I'm not dancing on lower decks, not yet. But you know what I mean? It's wonderful that you can learn to evolve. And I'm an example of that. It doesn't have to be just that, and how to apply, how to submit, how to audition, all those things. It can be overwhelming for
it really can.
The parent and the kid. And I love coaching that.
I love that. Yeah, I love that you do it with a parent.
It's so needed.
It's so
too.
important.
Yeah. I've been
really
there, and I've been there where you're trying to get your kid in this specific field, and you're like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
You know.
But I just know that people hire counselors for, I mean, Harvard, how to write that essay, or how to, tennis per se, or anything like that. Then that is available for the performing arts as well.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for asking.
Yeah, we'll definitely put the link when we put this out. We'll definitely put that out for you to make sure people know about it. That's awesome.
Yay.
Sabrina?
So, Fran, you have one more question about storylines?
You want to bring it back to Lower Decks?
Yeah, we're bringing it back to Lower Decks.
Oh, right, Lower Decks.
Tossing the question to you. You know that thing.
Well, my question was, were you surprised by the instant acceptance of your character by the fandom?
Oh.
And I mean, it was like,
ooh, oh my gosh, yes.
It was
so nervous.
It was just about instant.
Oh, thank you. I was so nervous. I don't know if Mike was, but I was. It's because, I mean, we know this, Sabrina. I mean, Vulcans are specific. They're so
it's
specific.
So extra.
They're so extra. And so to put my stab on it, my mark on it, they're such perfectionists too. Like I remember the audition. I remember the audition, Fran, where I recorded at night and I woke up the next day and I told my husband, I was like, it's not right. I got to do it again. I have to go back into my closet and record it again because the specificity of it, you know what I mean? It's just like, it has to be, and she's not, as we see, she's not like the rest of the lower deckers. She is the straight man. She is the cool, the calm, which is very, classic Vulcan dynamic with most casts and most shows that you see on Star Trek. And so add comedy to that 100%, that it had to be right. And I'm so glad that I took that extra, take on it, because when the fans loved her, it was such a relief. And then I put a lot of pressure on myself that I had to know everything and anything all Vulcan. But in the end, the fans got my back. Like I will ask a question and be like, does anyone know? Does anyone know how to sing Happy Birthday in Vulcan? Link right away.
Right away. Because it's there.
But like also like I'm so grateful that there's not this expectation that I need to be a professional Vulcan. I'm learning as I go, and I respect the joy that learning about all these different characters and aliens and planets and everything, all Star Trek, and I'm very welcomed. So that's so wonderful. Also, I sing Happy Birthday on Cameo in Vulcan.
Oh my goodness. Gonna get that for Sabrina's next birthday.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to bust out in it.
It's not that I hate them. It's not.
Well, it looks like we got to wrap up. So,
okay.
No.
Oh, no.
We'll talk again.
I'll see you in person on the next
That's right.
con.
That's right.
Out
That's right.
there, meeting the fans. It's been wonderful.
Bring the baby.
I know it has. Bring the babies. The babies, right? Bring the baby. Well, we love you, Gabrielle, and thank you so much for doing this. And so sad it's only 5. It's the end, but we'll see you at all the cons.
I'll see you at all the cons. We will live long and prosper despite just 5 seasons.
We definitely
enjoy the last season. That there's so much growth and so many beautiful, explosive moments that really. Mike and the team did such a great job. I'm so excited for everyone to see it.
We've seen the first 5 episodes.
Episode
3 is the best.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I every time I saw them, I was like, "This is going to be the best one." Oh my gosh, this was better. Oh my gosh, this was better. So everyone enjoy, have a seat, and share all on social media and at the cons. Definitely. Let me know how you love them.
Yeah, Talina fangirling is the best.
Oh, she can do it too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Live long and prosper.
Okay, were we right or what? That had to be one of our favorite interviews with one of our new favorite people, and now you know why. I mean, the girl is just a joy. She is an absolute joy.
Yeah. She's I was really impressed about just her other thing, the things that she gives back. And she's really she's a real, I don't know. She's
authentic.
She's authentic. That's what it is.
Genuine.
Yeah. It oozes out of her. It does. And she's a really good person, because we definitely got to spend time with her in Vegas, and she is just and even not even just Vegas. Trek Long Island also too. I've totally forgot about that. That's where we met her, and we've become. She's been wonderful to us, ever since. So. It was nice to finally get to that point where we got to talk to her. And her cute little baby. Oh my God. Her little baby is so cute.
We like her. We really like her.
Right. That was really good. And, we were just talking about how hopefully Lower Decks has something else to give. We hope so too, but I know that this season, although not over yet, is bittersweet, because really enjoy this iteration of Star Trek. They really did a great job with this. They picked some really good people, as they have been for most of the shows, and I'm gonna miss.
But you know how when you're Star Trek family, you're Star Trek family forever. And these forever people are some of our favorites. From here on out. I love it.
Yeah. I'm so glad. This cast Yeah, they're gonna be. I think they're probably one of my favorite casts. I mean, nothing tops DS9, of course, but they are definitely
Or
there.
Discovery.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But
Right.
DS9.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's a
DS9.
hard thing.
DS9 is
DS9
the bar.
but DS9 is here. I mean, DS9 is in my heart. You know, so many things happened to me as a person, as a human. My life, I went through life-changing stuff with DS9, you know, and when I hear that
that music,
that theme song, I love it to the point where when Lower Decks went to DS9 and the music came on, my eyes were teared. And when he goes, just keep circling, I was like, yes, please. Yes,
and remember,
please.
we said if we had a chance to be in it, we would be doing the same thing. We'd be smashed against the thing, looking
All
at
four of us, we'd
DS9.
be on the back window in the hallway, just looking at just circling. Just
checking
circling.
out the pylons.
That's it, checking out the pylons. Like, oh man, look at that Cardassian architecture.
Just keep circling. Yeah, please.
Please. Oh yeah. So I think and I also always say, as DS9 fans, this is probably the only other Trek to really give DS9 its due. You know,
Yes.
you know, in the way that, and you know, I understand that it just wasn't a thing to do for Discovery. They just weren't in the same type of timeline.
Right.
But
They
because,
couldn't.
right, in this timeline, and even I mean, in the end, Discovery did give its due to DS9. So, but I just love that DS9 was part of the fabric of this whole show, and that just made me, you know, just love it even more. You know, so I
Mike
am
is
gonna
great
miss
at
it.
that, isn't he?
Yeah,
I say
he really
Mike
is.
like I know Mike. You know
Like
my
this, your friend Mike.
Well, you do know him.
I do.
You do know him.
I do.
You do.
He's such a sweetheart.
Really is.
Yes, he is.
We gotta have him back on the show
We have
because just love him to pieces. He's such a good person, good human. You know, and I would love to have him back on the show. So, yep, here's that.
All right. So we've ended the show and we don't want to go.
Right.
We're all sitting here like,
I know. Good. It was so good. Yeah.
It was. It really was.
But Yvette, can you tell everyone where they can find the Sci-Fi Sisters?
I sure can. You can find us at sci-fisistas.com. That's SYFYSISTAS.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the Sci-Fi Sisters Book Club, both on Facebook. On Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, sci-fi.sisters. And we are also on that platform formerly known as Twitter at Sci-Fi Sisters. For more interviews, the live show, and our infamous Top 10 series, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sci-Fi Sisters Inc. Become a patron of Sci-Fi Sisters today at patreon.com/Sci-Fi Sisters. The Trek Geeks Network's presenting sponsor is Fansets. Go to fansets.com for pins and memorabilia from all your favorite franchises. Visit fansets.com, use Trek Geeks, all caps, for your exclusive 10% discount. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
And we'd love to thank our associate producers, Dramera, Stephanie Baker, and Sailor Marj. And shout out to the baddest engineer, Dose, the Anonymous One. He's responsible for all our music and production. So if you need his services, contact him on Instagram at Dose_the_Anonymous_1. Until then, peace, love, and hair grease, everyone.
Hey everybody, Sister Tamia here with the Shorty Shoutouts. We'd like to thank the following patrons for your continued support. Anna Post, Susan V. Gruner, Mohammed Noor, Sue K, Karen Dramera, Dafid Balston, Eve England, Dave A. Gregory, Timothy Baum, L.M., Howard Hogan, J.R. Poole, Ann Bradley, Scott Jensen, Jamal Taylor, Starbase Centaur 4210 Productions, Stephanie Dole, Sailor Marj, Stephanie Baker, Sam Droke Dickinson, Kalia Zawaki, Liza Albright, TJ Jackson Bay, Olga Kravchuk, Peter Heisler, Old Klein, Jeffrey Cochran, Travis Taylor, Linda Anderegg, Zakia Graham, Bill Erickson, Mark Richmond, G8TR, Rita Poussaint Nethersol, Kathy D, Rhonda G, Bernadette Garcia Galvez, Holly Smith, Tara Jefferson, LJ, April Mead, Bruce McMillan, Cassandra Gerard, Mike Nauer, Casey Shafsky, Ayana Mae Tom, Mike and Kristen Holton, Allison Leach Hyde, and Rebecca River Moon. Thank you all so much for your support.